You know, I can feel the fear that you carry around, and I wish there was something I could do to help you let go of it, because if you could, I don't think you'd feel so alone anymore.
On its surface, Spike Jonze's Her is a masterpiece of cinema that explores the complex connections of technology, the future, and human relationships. But beneath that, Her is a study that involves grief, love, and acceptance, a study of what it means to be human. Her follows Theodore Twombly and his journey, a journey marked by a recent, painful separation, and a journey involving love, loneliness, and change. In the opening sequences of the film, Theodore's relationship with grief is especially evident. He seems to lack purpose, motivation, a real sense of meaning in his life, as if he's just letting the motions pass. He lets the grief consume him and does everything he can to ignore the problem rather than address it. He finds instant gratification through late-night sex chats or goes on a date just to seek a one-night stand, saying,
I wanted somebody to fuck me. I want somebody to want me to fuck them. Maybe that would have filled this tiny little hole in my heart, but probably not.
With every impulsive action and temporary satisfaction he seeks, he does so to escape the reminders of how happy he once was with his ex-wife, Catherine, and how he would never get to experience those emotions again. The past memories of Theodore's highest highs are juxtaposed with his present lowest lows. Theodore is unable to move on. But why would he want to? As much as it hurts him to remember those memories, he can't stop thinking about Catherine. As if moving on will cause him to lose all the good that he's ever felt, along with the bad. He's stuck in the past, unable to escape, to move on. And so, he continues his life, sad and mopey as his friends describe, stuck, holding on to something that once was, longing to feel those emotions again. But then Theodore meets Samantha, and through their relationship, he relearns what it means to love. He slowly finds happiness again, that spark that he once had. This isn't to say that he's completely satisfied per se. He still struggles with accepting, whether that be holding off on signing his divorce papers for as long as possible, or being unable to love Samantha unconditionally. He's still reminded of what once was, unable to truly change. When discussing old memories, Theodore remarks, "How do you share your life with somebody, growing without growing apart, or changing without it scaring the other person? I still find myself having conversations with her in my mind, rehashing old arguments and defending myself against something she said about me." Samantha replies,
The past is just a story we tell ourselves.
This is probably my favorite line in the entire movie. Living in the past keeps the story from ending, but the reality is, the story has already ended. If Theodore keeps rereading the same story, he's unable to write a new one filled with new characters and one filled with new experiences. I think this is what the essence of the movie is, and to me the pivotal moment in Theodore's story. There's a saying in Japanese culture, mono no aware, which roughly translates to the pathos of things and has its roots in the Buddhist philosophy of impermanence. Beauty is precious because it's fleeting. Its transience is what makes it so special. Allowing ourselves to experience love in its entirety is a beautiful thing. Love is imperfect, but so are we. That's what makes love so meaningful. To love is a beautiful thing. It gives life to living, it ignites passions, it pushes growth. And I think it's important to note that love itself isn't just found through other people, but just by what makes us happy. By the end of the film, Theodore in no way has a traditional fairy tale ending. He and Samantha break up, and he and Catherine never get back together. Yet, by the end, Theodore is much more fulfilled than he was at any point of the movie. He finds love within himself and within the life that he lives. Theodore ends up publishing his book, something that has meant a lot to him and something he's been meaning to do for a while. To love isn't just to have a relationship with another. To love is to accept who you are and to embrace life with all of its ups and downs. The ending of the movie perfectly wraps this up through his letter to Catherine. He says, "I just wanted you to know there will be a piece of you and me always, and I'm grateful for that. He no longer sees the memories of her as a heavy burden or a source of grief, but as something he cherishes and is truly grateful for. At the end, Theodore has accepted all the good and all the bad that has happened in his life, and he's accepted the fact that he's deserving of love. We all are. I'm sending you love.
My friend at the end. Love, Theodore. Send.